Welcome back as our brave adventurers continue their trek through the dark, misty lands of Barovia. Last time, following a riot in Vallaki, the group was headed towards and successfully reached the Wizard of Wines, only to be hailed by a mysterious figure on the fringe of their vision. Said mysterious figure revealed themselves to be one of the family that owned the winery, and upon finding that the group of adventurers was at least somewhat friendly, a number of others revealed themselves as well, ranging from short cloaked figures to tall cloaked figures, with a wide range of ages, though the majority are adults. They were explained to about how the winery had been taken over by evil druids and their blights, and they asked for assistance in retaking it, to which the players agreed. Unless there are any special declarations, I will ask about your first moves. Describe something.
If they were talking to the guy, do you know how many there are?
Many. We lost count. At least 30. Oh.
Perhaps.
I thought you meant they're creatures.
Perhaps I could be of assistance. Sahar. And I will, from my finger, send Sahar up to scout ahead and see. And Sahar's going to fly pretty far up, but, being an owl, they have excellent vision, and I will try to pick out at least where the ones out in the open are and try to get a rough count.
Okay.
How much do I know about twig blights? And do you want me to roll a nature check for that?
I'll have you roll a check because you are passingly familiar with them.
Okay, cool.
Maybe also came across them earlier in the adventure, didn't you? Like a little bit?
No, David, I have expertise in it.
You came across at least a kind of blight. I
Yeah,
forget if it was twig blight.
Pine?
It was, no...
Needle.
Needle blights, yeah.
As Sahar goes, the man currently speaking with you says, it's difficult, they move around, things happen quite quickly. I know at least 3.
Sahar got a 17. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I rolled perception first. Now I'm going to roll nature. I got an 18 on Sasha's nature check, and I got a 17 on Sahar's perception check. And basically, I was just trying to figure out what I know about twig bites, specifically if I know that they're capable of hiding themselves as normal bushes. Because if so, I'll tell Sahar to keep an eye out for that.
You are aware that they're able to conceal themselves to the point where it's impossible to tell until they start moving. You are also aware that they are created specifically through foul magic, and they're not a naturally occurring thing.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll say. I don't know their creation lore.
You said you got like a 13? 18.
I mean, obviously everyone at the table's familiar because we did Tales from the
Yeah.
Yawning Portal, but that's out of character. So I was just double checking.
In character, you know it has to do with
Vampire trees.
You know it has to do with foul magic.
Foul magic. Okay, so Sasha's not super familiar.
Not super sure.
Say. Actually, Sasha won't say anything. How many people does Sahar see flying overhead?
Flying overhead, Sahar said you got a 13?
Sahar got a 17.
17. Sahar spots no humans around the property, but a large number of, and you saw some from where you were standing because you looked, but Sahar with an eye view can see that there are a large amount of blights moving idly on the property, maybe about 20.
Okay, that's a number. I will say 20, maybe more. I do not see any of the druids, but that does not mean they are there.
One of the other
They
men
could be
says,
hiding.
one of the other men says, definitely more. There's some inside.
Yes. Is there anything that and I'm sorry, did they give me their names? Did they give us their names at all?
They did not.
I thought they gave us a family name.
I think Sasha recognized the head
If
guy
they gave me a
as the
name, I
guy
didn't write it down.
as the tavern's son or tavern owner's son.
Well, I said,
Well, then the man speaking to you will say, like, when you, like, go for a name but realize he was, my apologies. I am Davian. And he motions to a young man next to him and says, this is Adrian. And then he motions to a younger man who's more of a boy and says, and this is Elvir. Motions to a woman, this is Stefania. And then he motions to another man, like a little ways, and says, and this is Dag.
okay. I am definitely going to need all those again once I have my pencil. But in the meantime, I will say, Davian, I have...
Okay. These are just an easy erase. They actually do less damage.
They weren't done as Stefania also like introduces like the cluster of children,
Then can you give me 1
including
second?
one that. Oh no, I don't expect you to write it down. A second.
How many of them are there?
9.
People total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because last time there was 1, and then all of a sudden like 8 more.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
This suspicious.
It was Davian. Sorry.
Yeah, you're currently talking to Davian.
And then what were the others?
He had motioned to a young man and said, "This is my son, Adrian,"
Okay.
and motioned to a much younger man, more of a boy, and said, "And this is my youngest, Elvir."
Elvir. E-L-V-I-R.
Yes.
Uh,
And then he motioned to a woman, also sort of next to him, but like a little back, and said, "And this is my daughter, Stefania."
okay.
And that, and he points to another man, is her husband, Dag.
I just can't help think of angry beavers.
And Stefania like takes the lead in motioning to some of the younger ones and saying, "This is Claudio," and she motions to like
Who's
a young
that?
man. Claudiu.
Okay.
And motions to 2 boys and says, "And these are Martin and Vigo."
Okay.
And then she has a wrap, a little swaddle in her arm, and says, "And this one is Yolanda."
After hearing all of that, I will turn back towards Davian and I will say, Davian, why are they here? Are they after something?
We hold this vineyard, and there are a lot of people that take great comfort and great hope in this darkness through our wine, and there are those that would extinguish that hope. We believe that that is the case. In particular, we believe we've perhaps made enemies with a witch.
The witch.
Yes.
What do you know of this witch?
Oh. And he like looks you over. I would say perhaps about as much as yourself, but I take you for a traveler instead. There is an evil witch known as Baba Lasaga, and some among us believe that her loyalty to Strahd makes her a natural enemy of what we do here, even if we do not oppose him directly.
This witch serves the devil.
I can see no other reason why she would be enemies of us. We keep to ourselves.
that would make sense. Deprive the people of the one thing they have for hope and happiness, and then when it seems like they're at their lowest, if you want to gain favor, hand it over from yourself.
Strahd is
He
not
doesn't
being
need
such-
favor.
Maybe not him, but the witch.
I don't think the witch needs favor either.
Gain followers.
The woman says the ways of witches are mysterious and best not worried about. We grow cold in the rain.
Yes.
If you would help us, we would have it sooner rather than later.
Yes, I understand. Stay back here and we will clear out your winery for you.
Were you able to grab any supplies before you were run out?
Davian says, only the cloaks on our backs.
Well, let us approach quietly, at least at first, and then after that point I have a sneaking suspicion it will get quite a bit louder.
Oh, stuff.
Right. But I have disadvantage, so I'm not gonna be sneaking it off.
Might as well try.
5.
17.
27.
Someone's just gotta make us look free, huh?
I rolled a natural 20.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
1.
The group does its best to quietly approach
We at least succeed.
the
Maybe
vineyard.
that counts for something.
Is Bismarck coming? Or is he staying?
Is Mark? Oh, he's making an arena.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Neither desires to leave your. Neither will leave your side.
Fair. Before we
That's
do
fine.
pass, I will hand over a blanket and bedroll that I have over to them because I have no idea how long they've been out. So if they can find some, use it for something. We shouldn't be long.
So, it's probably grab by now.
Hmm?
Never mind, don't worry about it.
We
That was
shouldn't be
days
long.
ago.
Davian actually puts out a hand. If you will be successful, we will not need it.
That's true.
Fair.
So I thank you for the kindness. As you approach, you come to what is apparently a vineyard situated in a mild mist. It's not super thick, but it's definitely hanging.
Right.
The winery is old from its appearance. It was a 2-story stone building with multiple entrances and thick ivy covering every wall. An iron fence runs along its roofline. The trail ends at, well, the trail that you guys are on, ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery, or so you know from advanced scouting. It's just a little bit over next to the loading dock. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. However, as you get within range, maybe about 10 feet of the winery, you can hear the rustle of dead vines all around you. You already knew they were there, so it doesn't take you by surprise. However, the inhuman shapes that emerge from the vineyard, their slack limbs crackling as they trudge forth through the mist and rain, cast ghoulish silhouettes whenever lightning strikes, for the storm has worsened. They approach, slowly but surely, a veritable army of twisted creatures. They're a little ways off, maybe 120 feet. I say maybe, but that's exactly. So you will have time to prepare, should you wish to stand and fight, or should you wish to do something else.
Sorry if I've already mentioned it. Have they seen us yet? Or are we successfully hidden?
They have seen you.
Okay, well.
They are marching towards you with enough purpose that if they didn't catch one of you, they caught another one of you.
I blame Crack for this, clearly.
I blame Irene.
She's trying her best, man.
Ismark will counterblade Crack.
Oh, classic Ismark. Okay, well, then, so... Sorry, to reiterate, we have a chance to cast something, basically, before they are upon us?
You have time, like, you don't actually, you kind of know this. You have time equal to, like, 2 rounds to, like, do something, maybe cast, maybe prepare, maybe take refuge, whatever, before you are beset by a large number of ones. Specifically, 30. There are some that you can see. There are some that like spring up and whatever. The number is bigger than when Sahara went around, which you all know why that would be.
Well... That's a lot of fucking dudes. And here I am with no fireball.
All my ranged options don't go that far. Well, they do, but with disadvantage.
Well, they're coming towards you.
Yeah.
So if you just sit, they'll do it. They'll get here.
Alright, then what I'm going to do is, I am going to cast Dragon's Breath. Casting it on, Sahar. Precious, Alia, Pharaoh. And I will touch Sahar and I will send Sahar forward. Basically, for that whole 2 turns, it's going to fly up, blast, basically try to thin their numbers before they are upon us. That's my bonus action on that. So we have basically 2 turns before they reach us. So, first turn, bonus action, give Sahar. Sahar's going to fly forward, and if Sahar's in range after flying forward, and Sahar's going to make sure to be up in the air so that they can't reach it, but down enough that it can get enough of a cone to hit as many of them as possible, because I assume they're clumped up, right?
A little.
Well, it will move around trying to hit clumps. While it does this, I'm going to take my action to mold earth a wall in front of me. At least, are they coming from all directions?
No. There's like kind of a very loose arc of them that are coming this way towards you.
Alright, cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use mold earth to raise. Are we on open ground?
Yes.
Then I'm going to raise a 5-foot block under me into the air, and that'll be my first turn. Cast Sahar, send Sahar to blast people, and let's do fire, because they're made of wood, right? So, no reason not to. Fire that, raise myself 5 feet into the air, Magneto style, but on earth instead of
In the air.
metal.
Fire what?
Dragon's Breath. I'm giving Sahara fire Dragon's Breath, and...
It sounded like you were doing like a third thing.
No,
What is this-
sorry.
What is this third thing?
Yeah, I have 800 actions, David.
As part of his class feature, he gains the ability to just cast fire.
I also
I
took
see.
2 levels of fighter, so I action surge and then cast another spell.
I should start beefing stuff up then.
Could somebody actually do that if they want to be a spellcaster?
Yes.
Action surge?
You can dip 2 points into fighter to gain action surge. And I meet the stat requirements for it too. Yeah, I need to have 13 strength or 13 dex.
Wonder if that'd be worth it. Future.
What, if anything, is everybody else doing?
I'll cast Shillelagh on my weapon. And well, I guess I'll cast Spiritual Weapon as well. No, I have to wait till next turn to do it. I'll just use Shillelagh the first turn, and then I'll give myself guidance.
Do spiritual weapon the first turn, so that you can hit someone right away, and then she'll.
Its range is 60 feet, so I won't be able to hit him.
You can only move it like 15.
You can move it 20.
But if it gets a certain distance away from you, it
No.
dissipates.
But it's even if he creates it 60 feet away and moves it 20 feet, it's still won't be close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until next turn.
Okay.
So Shillelagh will do this turn.
They're 120. His roll on Twig Blights, would we know how far they can move?
Not with that roll, but as they're moving, you have a general idea.
Okay.
They seem to be moving at about 30 feet
Okay.
per turn, so
So
they'll be upon you.
Okay. I'll wait for the next one that moves. I'll prepare an action for the next one that moves 60 feet into range. I'll then just charge and hit them. Since they'll have to use their double move to get that distance, I can actually just charge and reach that distance. And then I'll have to be another go around before they'll be able to do anything. If that's possible.
You're just waiting until they come within range of you.
Basically, preparing an action for once they double move into range, charge the first one. Since they'll all have to double move to get within range.
They are currently not double moving.
Really?
They walk with a purpose, but they're not like rushing to you.
Oh. Okay.
Almost as if they are confident in their ability to reach you. Or perhaps just simply mindless horrors.
Okay. Then... Just gonna have to wait till they get within 80.
Not every creature is super capable of
Tactics.
not even tactics. It's just some creatures have to double move logic. If someone was like the zombie double moves towards you, I'd be like, oh no. It's shambling at you, but like really fast. Get the fuck out of here.
Its head is bigger than normal, and it throws it forward.
Must be the zombies from World War C.
Yeah, they're gonna turn to fucking bridges.
Or, what was it, 28 days? The rage
But they could
ones.
just flat out run.
Okay.
The rage
He's talking about
ones?
fast shambling.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You need
What are you doing?
Because they're right.
No, I was gonna ask for damage on the dragon's breath, but then I remembered I hadn't asked Crack if he was doing anything.
Well, Mark is right there. And actually, I'll roll damage on dragons with that because I fully forgot.
Is there anything that you're going to do in the meantime?
I could move 40 feet and move back 40 feet once they get in range. I could key blast them and move back 40 feet back to his group. And
Just pointing out there, your crossbow can't hit them. It has enough range. Because it has farther range than your keyholes.
Right.
If you want to start attacking them now.
Just-
throwing it out there.
Just for reference, because I don't
Right.
use ranged options that have the double numbers. The first number is within range. The second number is up to your max range, but everything is disadvantage. Okay.
just
Everything
shot
past
you.
that, unless you have sharpshooter.
Well, it's just a
Okay.
crossbow, just for future reference.
How much?
Range.
Money? Oh, range? Crossbow is...
Light or hand? Where's it?
It's probably the right one.
No, you have a heavy crossbow.
yeah.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's
right.
80 to 160?
That's it. Have it open right here.
To see if I remember to stat, because Squid can't get one because he's tiny and he gets disadvantage when using heavy.
100 to 400 feet.
Yeah,
So
way
if you
more
move
than I
20
thought.
feet forward, you can attack without disadvantage.
We'll do that.
And in fact, with your move speed, you can move 20 foot forward, 5, and then move back to your original position. If you want to. Anyway,
I'll do
roll
that.
that dragon's breath.
Very well.
Thanks, Sandars. I don't have to look shit up on that.
Well, shit. That'll be
He's an advice. I thought I did more damage.
16 hit.
That is it.
You rolled with advantage. I mean, you hit anyway, but you rolled with advantage because they haven't gotten it.
I forgot about that.
It's 7 days.
So
I'm assuming because
16.
16? But it is fire damage.
And these aren't considered ranges. 12
They are just creations of evil.
damage. So.
You line up, take your shot. One of the twig bugs. Your arrow, or rather your bolt, rips through one of their thorny heads, splintering it.
Cool.
Nice.
There's Sneaky on.
Yes, those need to be on. So far it's been bright enough, but you should turn that on anyway.
Sahar makes his move, torching as many as he can. Some of them are nimble enough to make their saves, but most of them are not, as they are burned.
Cool. Assuming it flies down, it's a 15-foot cone, so depending on how tightly packed they are, Sahar's going to go for the tightest group where it can do the most damage, and use its flyby to blast and then fly up out of range of them.
Well, fly up how far?
Well, it depends. How much movement did it need to get within range of them?
How high up was it to begin with? Oh, no, wait. From where you guys were, you needed to fly. I guess I'll say they technically moved forward already, and then Sahar went, so I'll say 90.
Then it might not be able to blast on the first turn, to be honest. Might need to use all its movement getting out of range.
Assuming they're 120 feet away, and move like a clump. A bunch of clumps. Wicked coordinated clumps.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Then it can't fire. Then that'll be for its next turn.
Okay.
It can't reach that. It'll fly 60 feet. 55 feet forward and 5 feet up into the air, so that it's 15 feet off the ground, so that hopefully none of them can reach it.
What is Sahar's armor class?
Fuck you, that's what Sahar's armor class is. How are you hitting?
As Sahar is flying, a few of them, and by a few, I guess it would mean all of them. Not all of them, that's weird. Some of them, like, stop and then point their arms upwards, and then, like, twisted, like, thorn-like growth, like, sprout from their arms, and they fire them up, like wooden needles.
Oh god, they have projectile. Huh. Well,
Would I have known that? With my knowledge check?
Maybe. Would have changed your action.
I might not have sent the only thing that allows me to see into a group of ranged attackers if I had known that they have ranged attacks. But whatever, his armor class is 11.
Skipped your mind.
I thought a tiny creature would have something more.
No.
No.
Size doesn't affect your AC or your attack rolls in this version of D&D.
Right.
And 3.5, or just in 3rd edition, because if you're small, you could hit things. You're more likely to hit things. And
You said 11?
Yeah.
Both you and Sahar learn this facet of them at the same time. What's more, Sahar's fairly cool under pressure. Sahar is struck, but only by a few.
Sahara's 1 hit point, David. It doesn't matter how many hit them.
Oh.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Sahar does his best, but is unfortunately fouled.
Yeah.
Turn 2.
That means they're in, what, 90 feet away?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta at least get 80.
19 to hit with my crossbow.
That is a hit.
I got 16, which I'm
You take another
Oh.
shot.
Alright.
Further damaging another one that's towards the front line. It hisses in ire.
To rage and then prepare an action? Or can you not do something and then
don't
prepare?
know.
Wasn't
I
it a
feel
rage?
like you can't. Would you happen to know?
You can't because it's still part of your action.
Okay.
Sounds right.
And you can't prepare a bonus action in the action. Otherwise, you'd be able to prepare
Oh, no, it would
to
be
do rage as part of your attack.
rage is free.
You still can only prepare out an action.
Is there anything
Yeah,
that Greila
very
wanted to
much.
use?
Technically, I could start hitting them, but I will. Greila
Somebody else's
will,
turn.
Greila will move forward 30 feet, but she will wait. How far away was Sahara when they attacked?
How much movement does Sahara have?
Sahara's 55 feet away from us.
So I'm 25 feet away from where Sahara fell.
Remind me how far you were moving.
30 feet. I'm moving 30 feet towards the bushes.
Okay. I more angled you this way for funsies, so like this technically isn't what
Okay.
happened.
Okay.
I wanted to be in there because of that.
Okay, so these aren't diagonal, these are.
I'm gonna just turn it in a minute.
Okay.
Make it make more sense. But in the meantime,
Anyway. So they're still like 60 feet away from where I am?
this is turn 2 of theirs, so now they're closer now. They move up 30 feet each time, so now they're like 30 feet from you guys.
David, you said they were 120 feet from us at the start. How could...
They're 60 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
I will wait here. No.
They advance, and now I'd like to collect initiative from you proper.
Blue.
18.
What'd you say?
18.
And you?
14.
And you?
4.
They advance. As they do so, coming closer, Ismark calls out to everyone, "Look! Behind us!"
Oh.
They're not being particularly sneaky. And as a result, none of you are taken by surprise. But
Okay.
another mob of blights comes like trailing from a part of the house and amidst them is a haggard, cloaked figure, covered not just in cloak, but also as lightning flashes, you can spot like bits of twig and brush and moss. Very likely one of the twins.
Alright. So, I guess you're gonna be on the front lines on this side, and I'm gonna have to go the other way. Apparently we're fighting on two fronts now.
For reference, more can be seen like back here, and this is like part of the house. But for right now, the ones that are like out initially are these, plus the hooded figure, who will be moving forward in his own time. Some of the blights attack. There are a couple that can be seen or heard from Sasha's standpoint, like around like the upraised earth.
Okay.
They do not climb, but they do hiss, and you can guess what's coming next. There's one obviously
They have advantage.
that there's one that obviously aggresses Irina, and there is another obviously aggressing Ismark. Sasha can feel several needles whizzing by him. However, he does feel one connect. For 11 damage.
Okay.
One claws at Irina, but is rebuffed. One claws at Ismark, and is not. Ripping at his skin and leather, drawing blood. It then becomes Graila's turn. That's you. Rob.
What's going on?
It's your turn.
It's my turn. They're more than 30 feet away. The ones that are coming from the other direction, they're within 30 feet now?
Like, not within 30 feet of you, because you moved.
No, the
these-
ones coming from this side.
Yes.
I'm going to hold my wood symbol up and charm them, then puts their plants. And they have to make a will save against 15, I think. Or a wisdom save against 16. Or be charmed for a minute. Unless they're something other than plants or animals.
Is there a radius on that, or?
If they're within 30 feet of me, they can see me. So,
And that works on creatures.
plants and animals. David, I've used this ability multiple times this campaign already.
Almost used it on the, what was it called?
No, that's if they're actual creatures sometimes. It's plant them. It
Yeah,
says like
if it's-
aberration
if it's-
or monstrosity, it wouldn't affect them.
I'm pretty confident because of some stuff I'm not going to divulge that they are plants.
Okay, well I'm saying if you want to, if they're blanks, they're in the monster manual. You can double check it if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's right there.
I'm pretty positive. What's the save?
16.
shouldn't have really good wisdom.
Uh-huh.
You cast your spell, attempting to soothe the savage wrath of these twisted creatures and lull them into a sense of friendship. And you see, or rather, Greila sees, a lot of their postures slacken, a lot of their expressions soften, a large amount of them out of the 23 that remain. "16 of them have been successfully charmed."
Okay. I'll move back 10 feet towards my companions, I guess. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon, which I'll cast near the things. I'll cast it basically behind whatever is attacking is marked early, and I'll make an attack then.
Well, there are like two different things attacking though.
One's attacking his mark, one's attacking me.
Yeah.
Substitute between the Hershey bar and the Hershey's Kiss.
You can put it in between them.
Or just like a weird to place it. You can't put it behind the thing attacking them because multiple things are attacking them.
I got you. We'll put it next to the Hershey's bar then.
You attack about right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to die to represent so we could actually move around?
He marked it.
I'm just gonna
We marked it.
do this. This time.
Okay.
Well, that probably is.
I assume that. Yeah. I assume a 10 doesn't hit the polite.
It does not.
Yeah. Okay.
You get close, but it's a near miss.
Okay.
I know things that are charmed can't attack things that they consider that were their allies or do anything that was dangerous to them. Can you use them to just make a wall though?
No.
Like just layer up and stand there?
No.
Besides, the things could move through their ally space anyways.
Okay.
Regardless. Just like we can move through our ally space, they can move through.
It just costs double movement.
Well, it'd be difficult terrain technically, but that actually depends on the size of that. Yeah, I assume the range, but
So this means they can only move 30 if you make like a wall of 3 along
You
half
can't
of
have
everything.
them move like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not dominant.
It's not dominant.
Oh. Duh.
Mario changed a bunch of abilities and tells you having portal to dominate things because it fits more
Not a
with
bunch.
the
I changed specifically the succubus.
succubus.
I'm glad you did. Probably said it at the time, but that encounter sounds like it would be pretty toothless without that.
Well, that's how the old succubus charm works, so I changed it to work like a dominate because I thought it'd be a better encounter, and
It
most
was.
people agree it was.
The tangle of hair and moss holds aloft a very thick and knotty branch. Closer to that than a club, its intents become obvious as it chants some words and mystically enhances it in a similar way that you've seen before. It then further incants in a way that you've not seen before. Everyone, apart from Sasha, though Sasha hears the words and maybe can connect what's up. Its skin is slowly replaced with scratchy wooden bark
Ah.
The Barksman. I actually have that spell.
as it then waves its hand and shouts some gibbering command to the creatures that continue their assault.
Probably druidic.
More blights from the mass come from behind it. Crack has 2 attacks coming his way, as some of the blights coming from within the house fire their spiny needles. However, luckily for Crack, his defense is no match for their shoddy marksmanship. There's another that moves forward and aggresses Ismark. Missing wildly. There's one that fires at Ismark, though it also misses. It then becomes Crack's turn.
So, all of them are gone, right? Over there?
No. There's a large mass of blights that are still like back in the hallway. They're like trying to file out that haven't gone yet. But everyone currently on like this part of the field.
I don't want to take care of those ones first. I'll shoot a bolt at the Hershey Kiss. I'm the Hershey bar.
Oh,
Very well.
Yeah.
Do I attack in his mind?
Yeah. 11 hit.
Close but not quite.
Alright, I'll keep blasting. 20.
Well, yeah.
Seven. That's it for her.
All right. Then there are some more blights that crowd up around in the hallway, but can't. Some of them can.
That garbage will just have cover. I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, like physically getting out of the place.
Oh.
There are a couple more. Come out and launch attacks. Launch attacks both on his mark. Unfortunately for both of them, missing. Ismark and Irina go. Ismark taking an attack. This one. Irina would likely do that as well, depending on how this goes. Hacking into the creature, depriving it of some of its wooden nature. Irina then also attacks. Unfortunately missing her target. Still by a little bit. It then becomes Siguror's turn,
Okay.
and Sasha will follow.
Double checking. Your spiritual weapon doesn't actually take up a space.
No.
Okay.
Things can move through it.
Then we'll activate Rage.
Can things stand in it though?
Yeah, it
Is it-
doesn't. It nothing provokes an attack of opportunity. It's not a creature. It doesn't take up 5 foot square.
Well, I didn't think allies could stand in it, but
It's not taking up the whole 5 feet. But I'll read the.
nah, I think I asked about this before and got the same answer, so don't worry about it.
Okay. We'll attack this one, since this one is... No, this one's undamaged, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Take a swing at that one. Okay, I'm assuming... Oh, 10 does not hit.
No.
Yeah, there's two
These things
many.
don't have a very high armor class. 10's not bad.
Yeah.
In this case.
There's too many to try to attack recklessly right now. Also not the main guy. So second attack will have to be on in the same one. 16.
That is it.
Damage?
Alright. You strike furiously into that creature. For 10 damage.
We'll then continue to take just one more step. You'd like more, but that's the closest I can get to the other guy. And yeah, that is one attack, but I'm raging, so I don't.
Your fierce attack nearly splinters the blight which you strike, though not quite. It manages to hang on just a little bit. You then move yet closer.
Since that was the first thing I hit, it's surrounded for whatever it's worth. Yeah, it just has the debuff. And I think I do provoke one attack from one of the blights, the one that was trapped in the arena. Unless they're not smart enough to do that.
I thought you didn't, but I think you're right. You're talking about this one?
Yeah.
That one would have flanking.
What
That's
is
a
it?
pilot on, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the Hershey's.
I am raging, so I'm a little bit braver than I should be, probably.
That's fine.
Hey, I don't. Your AC is not above.
It's
18.
It's 50.
Okay, that's. Fortunately, moving through, you are struck for 7 damage. Your flesh is ripped by gnarled woodnet claws.
So it would be reduced to 4, correct? Because damage is rounded up.
Now, everything is rounded down. This has a
Okay.
Now, for what it's worth, it becomes Sasha's turn.
Well, Sasha's going to look around. It's not going to do anything because he can't. I will have, however, since I don't need to see a target, I can give my tiny servant a generic command, like attack the closest enemy. I will do so. Now the thing is, Sasha doesn't know that some of them are charmed because he wasn't able to see them. So unfortunately, they might attack charmed ones because they don't know either.
Those ones are.
Just leaving. Well, I'm just telling him.
All right.
But it's going to attack the nearest ones to them. And they probably would have been in the same space as me, so I'm guessing this one or this one, whichever one they decide to really get to control it. However, they will move to flank
Goddamn.
If at all possible.
It didn't even cross my mind to roll for these because I was thinking about those.
I
They cast
moved.
it down here. It
I
wouldn't have
cast
affected
it.
any.
Oh
of these.
yeah, no,
I was
that's
away.
true. So never mind. We're still cool.
Anyway, they're gonna move to whichever one and try to flank and attack. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Okay, I figured. This deals 5 damage. And that'll be a Forkfurt, which will grab and stab itself into the thing's head after jumping off the platform I'm on. Basically, it's gonna swan dive fork head first.
I'm sorry. Is it?
Whichever they can. I don't get because I can't see. Glasses got a 25. That's a crit. Glasses is just gonna body slam the whatever one Forkford hit, and it's gonna do so for 6. And Knife Guy is going to like somersault onto it, bringing its blade.
Actually, Glass managed to bring it down.
Okay. Well then,
It is forked. It is glassed, and it is no more.
okay, the Knife Guy is going to try. Well, I would hope try to attack this one since it have flanking with Irina, and they're used to fighting like flanked enemies. So, but technically, I didn't.
It's close enough.
Okay. Knife Guy, who's front flipping off and trying to, you know,
Fly some dice.
yeah, got a 20, dealing 4 damage.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
After forking and glassing one blade respectively, Knife Guy spinning knives and digs, rips, and then ends on the ground into another one of the blades. Now, I forget. Was this the one that you attacked prior, or was it...
There's the starters.
Okay.
The orange.
Harming
starters.
the blight significantly.
This pink one is our Irina.
Yes.
Small damage to the book.
Yeah. Some damage to spell damage.
I can give Polly some paper tape if need be.
It's not that bad, it's just pushing them over.
Well, the better part of the advancing horde has been charmed. They don't get subsequent saves against it, do they?
No. Well, yes, if it's charmed and it gets harmed, yes, it can make.
Only if it's harmed, though?
If it's harmed, well, I don't know. He has the book right now.
What's the other card?
You just ask.
It's not on the card. It's a class feature on the spell.
Well, at the very least, there are 10 that aren't charmed, that advance. And
It is
unfortunately,
charmed for a minute or until it takes damage, so it does not get follow-up saves.
Oh, so just as soon as it takes damage, it's uncharmed.
Or once a minute passes.
Yeah.
at the very least, there are 10 that aren't charmed. And the first thing they will run into
You
is
said it
Greila.
charmed 16 out of 23. I don't think the math is that enough for you.
Are you sure I didn't see 14?
I'm sure.
Oh.
Look at me over here. You can say whatever you
I mean, you
You
can.
can say there are 100 of them and that you can suck a fat dick. Completely within your right.
I'm only quoting what you said.
I'm just not so great at keeping track. This is terrible. It's terrible so far. I'll do my best though.
So you can't use plunge or lightning or anything.
I can lucky and attack if they attack me, but
Not plunge.
no, you need to see more.
Greila is beset by those that were not charmed.
Okay. Did they double move to get to me?
No, it's been like 4. So 30, 30, 30. And now.
They were within,
Okay.
they were 30 feet away from me when I moved back, so they would have wasted a turn moving 10 minutes to double move. Just.
Did forget.
Sorry.
Well, it just means you have a bunch of needles coming at you now.
That's just. My AC 7.
A veritable cloud of needles comes hurtling at Greila. Thankfully, her armor rebuffs most of them. Some of them miss. There's one that connects.
Alright.
One set, rather. Inflicting 11 damage
Okay.
upon Greila.
If that one's moving away from me, I will attack of opportunity it.
Go for it.
So it's low enough, so hey, hopefully.
Not quite. As a miss.
I can't
Huh?
use them, but I'm gonna roll
I think this one.
Okay.
Is it different D20?
No, that's I'll tough it out.
The creatures towards the house move. What's more, some of them go. There are 4 of them that will be launching needles at Sasha, who is upraised. I got a 3 and a 4 for the first advantage on.
Important. I was mistaken. It doesn't work that way. I have to declare it before they attack.
Oh,
And B, I
think
can't
you-
see, so I can only use portents on myself, as in when I roll. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, I could have just gave something
Now,
away.
if one of them is going to hit, I will roll. You don't have to tell me the rolls, but if one's gonna hit me, I'm the luckiest.
one of them will hit her.
I'll lucky that they roll. Because what? Actually, sorry. Let me double check that I
Okay.
can actually use it that way. So.
Then we will have a quantum hit for that one.
Okay. So sorry. So the first attack went and missed. The second attack went and hit. I technically can't use my luck dice after it has been declared that they hit.
Oh.
So for the third attack, I guess roll, and I'm supposed to decide based off just the number you roll. So I guess I am supposed to look at your dice for that.
Okay.
Because it says after the die is rolled, but before it is declared whether it hits or not.
Okay. Then
That's
the
weird
third,
way to do it.
the third,
That's how it
like,
works.
I'll resolve damage for like that one that hit you in a
Okay.
moment. But the third attack, like I already rolled it, and it rolled a 15 no, it rolled a 15 and a 20, and those were the numbers that I got.
Well, I'm definitely going to re-roll that.
It's just one of them.
So
you roll?
lucky.
It's not the whole roll.
You roll the higher one.
However, the attack that hit you before this one, which may or may not hit you, dealt 6 damage.
Okay. No, it's re-rolling. It's 20.
Rolling the crit to not be a crit. And maybe become this.
It re-rolled.
I have 12 armor class.
Now, with the advantage, it will still hit you, but it no longer hits you with its critical.
I actually am pretty sure it works that I negate the other dice when I roll with luck. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm willing to take you on that.
So that makes sense. The one that's going to hit is the one the person would use.
Right,
They
and
both
then
roll
I...
for you.
Well, no, because you use the highest. You use the highest
Yeah.
one. You use both ones.
Well, yeah, obviously you do on the critical, I'm saying.
Right. But I'm saying when after it's decided that they're using the 20 because of advantage, I then force them to re-roll that 20 and the other roll isn't factored in anymore. Is I'm pretty sure how lucky interacts with advantage.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. I can double check it online at the break.
I'm willing to believe that.
Alright.
However,
Not fourth attack.
the fourth attack did hit.
You're not supposed to tell me if it hit or not. Because then...
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Can you
There weren't enough lines.
Just roll the damage lines.
Was the fourth one also a crit?
I think that was a 5 before you should be it.
It was. This one dealing 16 damage. Something vital is struck, and pooling blood can be felt beneath your robes. Furthermore, there's an attack coming at Irene, which no, it'll be a dismark. Has advantage, you see. It's not making that decision, but like.
Hey David, not to back up, but the ones that ran around here to hit me,
Yeah.
did they pass by these 2 squares? Because those are where my guys are, and they still get attacks of opportunity.
They did. So if you wanna,
Yeah.
I'll totally go ahead.
Since they're tiny, do they all three occupy the same
Well,
space?
for 2 of them are in one space, 1 of them's in another space because they have to attack another guy. So Forkfurt got a 20 overall and dealt 6 damage to the orange starburst.
That was the one that was almost dead.
Glasses,
It is dead.
unfortunately got a 9. That was one of the ones that missed me. That was the one that changed my damage. And unfortunately, Glasses got a 11 to hit the peppermint.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. And I assume none of them passed my knife guy because he's over here.
I think that was the start.
Or no, knife guy was here. Did they pass by this space?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
One of the creatures manages, while striking out at Ismark, to get him in the throat and like get a little bit of that and catch like some chest as well, or make him dramatically. The druid doesn't contemplate his move, but I do.
It'll be fine. Just at a house.
He does. Oh. Not yet. He does, however, point directly at Siguror, and then, speaking like a little clearly because now you've moved up, it's actually 1, a woman, and 2, casting Thunder Wave.
Okay, does that require, what was it? What does that mean?
You get a con save.
Damn it, I was hoping it was a dex save for me.
Would that hurt pick the first sheets this one?
I believe Thunder Wave does not have that.
It does. All creatures. I only remember that for Squig. Because it's all creatures within 10 feet of you. So I really try not to get around
You were no
people.
fun. Next time.
Oh, nice. Roll 10.
Unfortunately, there's nothing. You, Siguror, and perhaps regrettably, some other people around him. Actually, I should probably count. I don't think other allies. Anybody else is within.
Besides the Twig
It
Blights?
would
Not
just
really.
be this guy. Wait, sorry. Which
I meant like
what's the
you
spellcaster?
guys. It's him.
Sneakers.
And I was saying, I don't think any of you, other than Siguror, is actually in
Yeah.
range of him.
Yeah, I tried charging.
Which turns out to be the truth.
For some reason, I thought he was the one.
Siguror takes 15 damage.
Flick burns, that's how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. It's only physical damage I reduced at this point.
This is also true.
I'm sorry, you said 15?
Yeah.
Is he not back?
Yeah.
Oh, or something.
It's not bad.
Yeah. 10.
Into Ismark.
Which is perhaps
You and
unfortunate
Ismark
for
have
him.
to make a dex save. You have to make it 2.
I get advantage of the danger sense. No, wait. I think it's only against traps and spells. No, wait, stop.
Being knocked into another creature isn't a spell.
Yeah. 9.
Yeah, you see a lot of hit points.
You slam into Ismark. Ismark, perhaps due to the situation, manages to grit his teeth and hold his ground.
You have
He
advantage
makes it.
on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see,
Mm-hmm.
such as traps or spells. Now, you can see you being knocked into Ismark. Maybe.
Did you count that or?
Barring me being super wrong, I don't see why not.
Still 9.
The Thunderwave
No, it's good. It is
manages to
I'm
also
trying.
destroy 5 of the Blights, 2 that are out here, and then 3 that are like crowded up behind him in the hallway. Or her.
It's 10 feet. It wouldn't have hit these guys.
I think it's 10 foot cube.
I have 15 foot cube.
Oh, well, if it's 15, then whatever. Well, if it's 15 foot, it doesn't matter if it's cube or radius, it still hits them.
Yeah. 13 foot cube.
It's a good spell. I like it.
It then becomes Grayla's turn.
Greila moves next to where the Jolly Rancher is, and then casts Spear Guardians. She also makes her spiritual weapon attack. The one that knife guy attacked. What's the Rhesus?
That's a new one that moved.
Oh, that's a new
That
one?
guy attacked this Hershey's kiss.
That one's been injured.
The
So-
Rhesus isn't injured, right? That's the only one injured.
You said you wanted to move here?
Yeah, and Spirit Guardians. So
Just to double check, that puts you like amidst enemies.
I know.
Okay.
I'm doing it on purpose.
Wasn't super sure.
I cast it and then I move up just for it.
And Spirit Guardians is.
It's the thing that does damage in the 15-foot radius from you.
Oh, so like another Spirit Guardian?
No,
No,
spiritual,
spiritual weapon.
Spiritual guardian. Um,
And spiritual guardian, you said was like around the.
spiritual weapon's gonna attack the Hershey's Kiss.
Where'd you cast spirit guardian again?
You marked it down on the.
Spirit guardian.
He's asking
Oh,
about spirit guardian.
It's a radius around myself.
And he said you're gonna have spiritual weapon attack.
The kiss.
Okay.
And 26 to hit,
That hits.
8 damage. And then for the ones that are within 15 feet of me need to make a wisdom saving throw. Or otherwise they take 3d8 radiant damage. And they take half as much if they make it.
Pretty sure that's all. Alright. While some of them managed to save, the majority did not.
18 damage for the ones that failed it, 9 for the ones that made it.
Then, in your well of radiance, you rent asunder 4 of the blights. However, there are 3 that made it
Yeah.
and are only somewhat damaged. Now, there are some points.
And prone, so and melee.
That is a good point.
This one.
He stood tall.
Ismark managed to hold his ground. You said yours is 15? Okay. Then there is a blight that attempts to hit you while you are down, but is not quite successful. There are also a few blights that take their shots at crack. Actually, this one will take a shot at this much. The other two will take a shot at crack. Did that? Wait, no, yeah. It was. Crack's AC is higher than 13, right?
Yeah. 17.
Unfortunately, they prove to be a lot of bluster as they largely miss.
Second best AC in the party. Pretty sure.
No, he's equal.
Oh,
He was my 17.
It then becomes Crack's turn.
Spare one. Wait a minute. That Hershey's, since that's this mark, right?
No.
This is Mark,
Yeah.
and this is every
I'm gonna get advantage on the Hershey's, just make sure.
It basically is just you wouldn't if they were adjacent to the enemy you were hitting.
Well, I tried to explain it once, but you guys told me to do it after, and then I never got to.
25 to hit.
That is a hit.
And 5 damage. And then I'm going to keep last one. That same one.
You strike and you destroy.
Okay. Well, I'll keep last the torture one.
Very well.
25 to hit.
That is a hit. You've now all thrown enough attacks and seen enough attacks thrown. You know that 13 is what you're aiming for as far as hitting goes.
Alright. 8 damage.
You blast another one of the twigged horrors, harming it significantly. With some free space, there are more lights, move on from there. Perhaps worse. They take their shots at Siguror and Ismark collectively.
If they're shooting needles at me since I'm prone, I think we have disadvantage. If they're shooting, right?
I think you're correct.
Unless they're within 5 feet.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Range will still get advantage.
Attacks from within 5 feet of the foe does advantage.
Oh.
So
That makes
at least
sense
These two
if you're
also have
shooting-
advantage. Because
Yeah.
you're saying sounds. Right.
Well, I was thinking about these, because like, these could just attack it normally.
Well, these two, if they're attacking Islam, then it won't matter. But if these two are attacking the Seeker, they have advantage.
But it doesn't matter which one's one.
Nah, you're closest.
Attack does. And
Oh,
even
yeah,
if
like-
that's not the case, they can just physically attack.
These guys have disadvantage shooting at him,
At
because I think
Siguror?
it's like 5 feet away.
No, they would if they're shooting a Seeker from there because they're attacking from more than 5 feet away with a ranged attack at a prone person. Being on the ground makes you harder to hit with projectiles. These two are either firing a ranged attack right in his face, so it doesn't matter, or they're doing a melee attack, so it doesn't matter.
But they'll gain advantage with melee.
They'll have advantage on either.
Ah.
But I'm just saying, even if I'm wrong and they don't gain advantage on ranged attacks, there's no reason why they wouldn't just melee attack right there. Most things know the difference between hitting. It doesn't matter how stupid you are.
Yeah.
You understand how advantage works. Animals know to hit different things.
Jump for the throat. Jump for the throat!
Two of them swipe, one of them connecting, one of them missing. Two of them fire those thorny needles, and both manage to connect.
Damn. Okay. Whew. Hey,
Yeah, hey, you take half your fun.
yeah.
First taking 7 damage.
Okay.
Actually, never mind. The light's coming out of here different than the ones coming over there.
Oh.
You didn't get shot at.
These two still attack and fail, right?
Yeah. Well, this one attacked and hit, and then these two shot, and despite having disadvantage, it was like, aha, oh, unexpected. Well, turns out it's not as bad as it could be. However, the group does catch a glimpse of another druid and a mass of lights coming from this direction. That would quickly be upon them, as in towards the end of the round.
Who?
I just wanted to break at a cool point.
I guess who
Which I
notices
shall.
that?
And we return in the middle of attacks from the other allies, specifically Ismark and Irina. Though Siguror's turn will be shortly after.
I'm sorry, don't these guys get to attack before I do?
They did.
They're at the top of the
The
initiative.
like 4 attacks that came away earlier. This is just a whirlwind. Fucking terrible.
Who notices
No, it's fine, it's
the
For some
other
reason I thought we were
oncoming? I don't want to say army, but who notices the other incoming thing first?
All
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How?
Technically.
Well, if your servants see it, don't they just relay that to you?
They can't.
Um,
Sahar could have related to him telepathically, but his sensor is gone. Unfortunately.
hey, it's fine. Remember, we know how much he looks into the books, how much of a nerd he is. It's fine. You should know that.
Comes
I also know this stuff too.
Yeah.
It's literally that stuff.
It's very rude.
That would be fast. What do you mean we're close
I
there?
immediately started talking.
Yeah.
Have to be quicker than that.
Ismark attacks. Irina plunges. Together they are successful, dispatching one of the blights. It then becomes Siguror's turn.
Well, I'm a little upset. I'm going to be spending half movement to get up. Step. Which I... Is this one here or here? Okay.
So it's an attack punch.
That
Yeah,
is
I guess so.
fine.
Is it fine?
We'll find out. It got a 16. So unfortunately, Siguror's flesh is ripped for 3 damage.
Then I will... God, I want to hit the druid first. All my range stuff will get him covered. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I will attack this Spirit Blight that is in the way.
Very well.
For a critical.
Oh, you guys like. Or not.
For 18 damage.
You pound into the creature, reducing it to particles of wood and sinister dust.
Then I will continue movements because I have enough to reach with 40 movement. I just have to spend half getting up so I can just keep trudging through. Is she at the doorway or like inside?
She's here.
Okay.
Kind of slip back a little bit.
Then I will take the second attack on her.
Very well.
For 11. And if I remember correctly, passive bark skin on herself?
Yep.
Yep.
So unfortunately, there's not enough.
And shout out that there's another druid with another army moving in from south?
Over here. I'm gonna
North. Okay. Because I don't know that everybody knows. I should have recklessly.
No. Sasha's turn.
I cast invisibility. And my guys are going to attack this one.
Okay. Sasha.
That's a
Vanishes.
15 hit.
Yes.
For running charges into that one for 7.
It hisses nastily as it is pierced.
Glances, like punches at its chest, since they're also smallish, for 22 or 23, which I assume hits.
Yep.
This time for 7 as well. Does that? So Pepperwood's taking 14. Is it still up?
It is not. I was thinking of other stuff.
And then you guys can move over and attack this one, flanking it with adamant. And it got a 19, hitting for 6, and hitting the roosts. That's that might become invisible.
Sasha banishes his servant's attack and fell one of the blights and then damages another. While also giving Irina flanking. Kill this thing. Is this why it's over here?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the one that was in play.
Pardon me. I'm going to do my best to represent.
How many turns is that other army?
They said at the end of this round, they're here.
That's too soon. Are you sure? You sure? Yeah.
I may have actually done some stuff wrong, and you might have been intended to be like beset upon like the whole mass from here all at once. So whatever. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go because it specifically says they're coming from X, and it's like okay, so they need to like obey stairs and whatever. But there's also a chance they're like, no, right now, fucking kill them. Be conscientious of the not playing environment. Step 2, eat the bottle. Just eat the fucking bottle.
Yeah. I didn't think about this till just now, but I actually don't think my being invisible will affect them. I'm pretty sure blights have blind sense. So just note that when it comes to picturing.
I believe you are right. Though I wasn't thinking about it. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't. That's why I cast invisibility. I wasn't thinking about that.
Sure,
Cast invisibility, drop prone on the block.
No, Sasha doesn't want to move yet.
Well, I mean, if you drop prone, anything that shoots at you will have
Be
disadvantage.
closer to the melee guy. So we're closer to the melee guys.
Right?
They can reach up and hit him.
Dang, you're only 5 feet up.
And just to be clear, my roll wasn't high enough to know about that blind sense, right?
I'm gonna say no. Since I didn't say it.
Well, at least the druids can't see me.
This druid, a grizzled man, does something similar to the first, in that it bewitches. Well, this one actually has like a staff that holds, well, not a staff, but it bewitches, and then it also enchants its skin, so it's rough, bark-like, to protect itself. Meanwhile, the other creatures
Those are dicks.
take their aim.
You could use minor illusion to make it look like the space you're in is another 5-foot cube of dirt. Like you rose it up and then you disappear. You already disappeared. You can never look at that.
Big minor image.
Also, they have blind sense in one second.
Sure. Yeah, 20. Durability. Druids already
Druids
attack
already
fire.
can't see me anyway.
Yeah. You can make other
Ah,
illusions
but
as
make
well.
Two
illusion.
of
Druid say,
The
"Get
needle
that."
blights fire their spindly needles at Siguror. One of them missing, one of them connecting for 6 damage. One more takes its shot at Crack.
This expression, I'm pretty sure it's high.
See, I started looking because I thought he was gonna say attacks me, and I wanted to look for lucky. So I saw that he crit. And I was like,
Ripping into Crack quite painfully for 11 damage. And then there are 2 that take their shots at Greila.
Are these the ones that are next to me, or these are shooting?
These
ones?
are these.
Okay. That one might
This
have taken
one-
damage.
yeah, I should have to roll against, because it's a 15 foot.
Mm,
This one's fine, but this one, this is the radius of,
silly me.
So it was 16?
Yeah, I gotta be 16.
And how much damage? Because
Isn't it the same damage from last
It
It
did
would have
not,
been,
no.
but
You
well,
want the same?
it did not make it save.
7 damage this time.
Okay. It was harmed for 7 damage. They both take their shots. One of them misses, however, one of them does connect. For 10 damage.
Mm. Did the 3 that are in front of me, did they tell me that? Or they have none?
I thought they had already gone.
Yeah, they moved up in.
No, that
Yeah.
happened this time.
No, I thought they had. Well then, let's take those now.
They took the damage. too.
take them down.
That may change this, so.
They get another save though, I believe.
And then I should roll the damage each time.
There's no spell that just has, or you put out your roll once. This is the damage it always does. Not even moving.
So I need to roll the damage for each individual one,
Yeah.
or just the whole thing, and then I'll take the damage.
Well, I mean, the DM can say otherwise, but
No.
rules is written, you roll each time.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, one of them takes 20 damage, then
One of them is destroyed.
the other takes 17 damage, and the third one takes 16 damage.
They'll fail their saves, and previously damaged, this catches up with them.
You got 2 kisses from baby.
They are dispatched. I was about to take their turns for this round, but they are dead. And the other ones pacified. Despite this, they're still others.
And that spell's just concentration.
Or if you cast another
Spirit
quick-
Guardian does concentration.
There are also more blights that need to file out of here.
Well,
So between
they're not-
2,
well, they're
and
not
5
going to.
attacks coming at me.
Well, hey, the ones in the house aren't, because they gotta get through the door, and I'm right there. Unless they go through the back way.
Or there's a window they can jump out of, or if they're small enough that they can move through your space. I mean, there are things.
Can only tiny things do that?
I like
2 sizes smaller.
Do you have smaller?
Unless you're halfling.
Yeah, unless you're a specific kind of halfling. Because not all halflings have that, I don't think.
No.
I might be wrong.
Because they're just.
But I thought it was the ones that can hide behind people can also move through people's legs.
They all get it.
So they're just so. Because they're just so nimble and small.
I guess it's just because they're so short.
whatever. They'll
Do they still have 30 movement?
they'll prepare to file out
Okay.
for something that's going to happen.
Halfling get 25 feet movement.
In the
Well, if
meantime,
there's like a window or something, they can
Greila.
jump out of it.
Why not? It's my turn.
yeah.
Move me.
But don't those two still get protected?
I don't think they go.
You can't
I thought they all went at the same time. I'm not trying to die, but I don't want to live because
joking.
something was forgotten. That's like way worse.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm joking.
One square of and all through. If you do that, you won't hit.
I'll reroll that.
With your spirit.
Hits anyway.
Move one up and just like charge this one and hit all of these.
It's true that I can run by them and take the damage on all of them.
If you one step here, attack this one. 1, 2, 3.
I'm trying to get
Well, one misses, one connects for 9 damage.
Is invisibility concentration?
Yeah, it's fine.
What happens to mine?
Yeah, it's permanent.
I don't think magic is permanent.
Actually, lights that came out of here, like I already said, like aren't the same as the ones from over here. I kind of just forgot what I said out loud. These things can't shoot at you.
They can still attack me because I'm only 5 feet.
Well, then they have to like climb to your space.
No.
Okay.
Unless they were tiny.
I was gonna move 2 up, but no, they can hit me from up there.
Then never mind. Unfortunately, Sasha collapses. Irina calls out with more than a little bit of concern.
There's also those. Because I don't think these have attacked yet, and this one hasn't either.
I think they're part of a different group.
Oh, well, if they're part of a different group.
Now I believe it is Greila.
Your servants should stay active, right?
Yeah, my servants stay active.
And they'll just take the last order you gave them.
I should attack on any enemy you know. So they'll keep doing that on my turn.
Most of us want to do this. I think we'll heal Rose in here somewhere.
Well, because if you go one up this way, you won't have any friendly fire.
There's no friendly
There's
fire
no
on the
friendly fire
spell.
on the spell.
Oh!
I can literally run right up among you guys and it won't affect you.
That's what makes Spirit Guardian's really good.
Yeah.
You could take the dodge action and move up to here. Right?
They'll provoke attacks of opportunity.
But you took the dodge action, so all of them would have disadvantage.
I'll move to here and I'll attack Wizardry. Snicker. Oh, that's here. Yeah. And I'll attack whichever blight. If I'm within a space and this blight doesn't go down to my Spirit Guardians, I'll attack it. But if it goes down, I'll use whatever movement I have remaining to move and hit something else
Oh, okay.
with my weapon.
So moving in there means that this one, that these 4 have to be 6.
And so if you move here, also include these two.
But then he wouldn't hit the druid if he wants to hit the druid.
Yeah, the druid's a
Because
caster.
the druid's a caster.
Fair.
I can make it drop its bard skin if I can hit it. Maybe.
Right. They will have to roll constant. They will have to
It
roll.
was 15 wouldn't it also include this one?
Is it a 15-foot cube?
I believe it's a radius, not.
Then no, it doesn't count.
I thought it was a cube. Very well.
Yeah, radius.
Yeah. So yeah, 4 saves. And you roll your damage.
Yeah. One of them takes 20 damage,
Barring the save.
Barring if it's saved. The save is fine. The other takes 21, right? Yeah, 21.
Well, this one saved that is far too much damage for it to stand.
The other takes 21 if it doesn't save, and it takes 10 if it does. Let's see. The one after that goes.
It's hurt.
Let's see. 17 damage if it doesn't save, 8 if it does.
Okay.
And then the last one.
2 or 5 times?
I thought it was 4.
Yeah, 4. Sorry, I thought I missing.
That seems like an extra one.
Like
I thought you already rolled 4.
I think he was reiterating the second one that died. When he said the 21.
Yeah. The last one takes 16 if it doesn't save, 8 if it does.
So 17 and 16.
Is harmed. While 2 are dispatched, 2 are merely harmed.
Yeah,
the
Druid.
blight more sufficiently than the druid.
The druid's gotta make it save. Otherwise, I'm losing my dark skin.
Ah.
Yeah, DC 10 Constitution saving.
Yeah.
It's always just DC 10.
No, it's half the damage or 10, whichever is higher.
Let's find out if he made it. He did not.
He drops
Your
the
radiant assault forces the dropping of his defenses.
Alright, I'll move up to the druid and smack him then.
The rest of your movement.
Yeah. Let's see. Does a 21 does a 21 hit?
It does.
I was like sitting here doing math and I couldn't think for a second. I'm like, what is his number? 7 damage for the attack, and then also my spiritual weapon will fucking stab something. I
Very
guess
well.
I'll do it.
I thought it was a spear.
It might be a spear. I don't know.
Can't tell you why. Though.
Whichever your god's weapon is.
Yeah.
Quarters.
It's a quarterstaff.
I'm thinking of the other
That's
game.
what which one is where are Arena and Ismark right now?
Arena and Ismark are here.
Oh.
And Ismark is very damaged.
Oh,
He's looking a bit hurt. Before that critical, he hadn't taken like that much damage.
which among these look wounded? Like the Rhesus that hurts you in the tap beat?
I stabbed the Reese's.
If so, then I think that's true. Because I'm pretty sure this one is untouched.
Alright.
And...
The Hitch's case is also untouched.
Oh.
Oh. Well, then it'll attack the Rhesus, I guess.
So think Forkford in
Yeah,
classes.
I wanted to do that so they couldn't like beat on you while you're down. But if I do that, something else can just move into its space and fucking hit you.
Well, I don't think they're gonna continue attacking something that's down.
They might.
They might.
They're mindless.
That was.
Usually, ignoring someone who's down to focus on someone else is a tactical choice. Once they're dead, I can eat all of them. Once they're all unconscious, I can eat all of them. If they're plants, why would they think that way? I'm just
Because
gonna
the
hit
druids
it
are
until it's
just
bleeding.
attack my enemies.
That's not specific.
It is not beyond the realm of possibility that they will...
That they will continue to attack and kill me.
I will target the Rhesus anyways. Hopefully they'll. Hopefully they'll attack Ismark and Arena just in this best case scenario. I'll attack the Rhesus with it.
I'm hoping they change like focus fire, like the druid give an order like defend me or something.
21 to hit again.
One can help. 21 to hit, you said?
Yeah.
Mad as heck.
9 damage.
Which manages to put it down.
Your tiny servant's still active, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the truth. Don't tell me how much health you have, but like, how hurt are you? It's the
I'm about
druid's
half.
turn, and he's making a calculation. Well, she's making a calculation in her head.
I'm above half.
Yeah.
Probably like at 3/4, I would say. No, a little less. A little less than 3/4.
The haggard woman in front of you again casts a Thunder Wave. But not before a portion of the lights behind her start moving back. A sinister command has been given.
There's a con save, right?
Yep.
16?
I believe you make it, but I'm going to verify.
You took full damage and you make it, or just took it knocked down?
No.
No, you take half.
Snazzy, you are successful in making it. Only taking 8 damage. The Blight's prepared to attack.
No, you only get to roll 1 die. Text tell me.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. It was Mario, like a cool dude, was already moving to help me. I was like, eh. 3 attempt to rip and shred at Siguror. 2 are successful. For 5 damage and 6 damage, respectively.
Okay.
Though those aren't pre-reduced. I reduced the Thunder Wave because I knew you would save.
But I don't do Rage, I can only use physical.
It then becomes Crack's turn.
Attack that towards you.
Very well.
Oh, well, fucking shit. I don't. I got a natural 1. I'll key blast it. Okay, so, no. I got 21. Okay.
Alright, that hits.
I got 5 damage. And I'll spend a key point to key blast it again.
Alright.
25 to hit.
You know that like 13 or higher.
Yeah. 8 damage.
And the other one was 5 damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Crack blasts and blasts away until the creature is nothing. I have some bloods written down still and aren't with us anymore. So I just leave it like that.
This one hasn't been done.
It's about to go.
Okay.
This one and this one are now going to go. And then something else will happen.
And then the earth explodes.
I
Even
assume these
more.
guys
Wait,
are
no.
raising them?
Yeah.
Just
Like,
burrow out of the ground.
Sorry, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
remember roughly.
One attacks Crack, and the other attacks Ismark, continuing their grisly work each. However, both hugely miss. They're unsuccessful in their efforts. It then becomes Irina and Ismark's turn. Irina moves and attacks. Striking out and managing to harm the creature. Because I believe this one is unharmed.
Yeah, it is.
Now it is harmed. But slightly, as she manages to hack off a hunk of it. Ismark stages and... Ismark casts a glance towards his sister and the upraised portion of earth that Sasha is upon, and then back at the blight, and decides not to risk himself quite yet. Attacking the taffy.
Smart man.
He wanted to. No.
It's not the choices you want to make, it's the ones you actually make that I think matter.
He's a little too excited.
My comrade, my sister. But can I move away without being killed?
Yeah, he was deciding whether to take it or not.
He hacks at the creature, which until now was undamaged, but now is missing a score of its wooden flesh. It then becomes the turn of Sasha's servants. Which sounds like a spell.
Sasha's servants.
Does he? Siguror go before me?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Okay. Since I am surrounded anyway, and they will still gain advantage, I will attack recklessly on the druid for the first attack.
Oh man.
Dang. Damn it! Look, 17 to hit for the first one.
Just if it crit fails, throw it away.
Is it hit?
From another one. Just need a bag of D20s. And it's like, nope, you're out of here.
Can't you imagine, like, some, like, rich douchey role players are like, 5, nah.
Well, it's not for 5s, but one of the ladies on Critical Role does that. Every time it rolls a 1, she just throws it out. And if it rolls 3 crit fails ever, she gets rid. She doesn't use it anymore. Like, ever.
His dice has been
It's just like,
banished to
no,
the ground.
banished. Shot around. And I was like, I like that.
This is cursed. This is a cursed
Get
die.
the fuck out of here.
For 12 damage.
Now, I believe you've struck this one before. Am I misremembering?
He hit the
I-
road once.
Think I attempted to and missed.
Yeah, you
Oh yeah, you did miss.
Because its armor class was increased.
So this is the
this
first
time you are successful,
So
and you do hack into this druid.
Now he has to roll to not lose.
it is also now surrounded in case it ever tries to attack something else.
As it is harmed, the spectral legends of your ancestors rise around her, much to her ire. Furthermore, the blood shed causes her bark and skin to recede.
Okay, for my second attack, I will attack. Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter which one I attack. That one. For the second one. Because two of them are still going to gain advantage no matter what.
He's saying, just
He's
roll your,
just
just roll your turn.
18 for 26 to hit. For 16 damage. Still raging.
That is more than enough.
5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 9. Or is 15.
Sorry. Yes.
It is more than enough to destroy that one.
One less than 10 plus proficiency.
Then it becomes the turn of Sasha's servants.
Getting up on the one. One got 21 for 4 damage. That's 4 third. Again, ramming into it 4 first.
Did you say 22 damage?
No, 21 to hit for 4 damage. The next one is Glasses, who manages to crit again. This one's slamming down, basically like, if it's possible, it's gonna like partially climb up the platform I'm on, and then like jump off of it into like a moonsault, fucking Jeff Hardy style, blast directly on the head for 8 damage.
So there's 4 damage and 8 damage.
Yeah, so 12 damage I've done just through those two. If that
manages to bring it down.
Alright, cool. Then, Knife Guy is going to go over and help Ismark. A 14 does hit, and this one hits for 6 as it's going to. How is Ismark holding his sword? Does he hold it one-handed or two-handed?
He's got it two-handed right now.
Okay. Then he's going to leap up, grab onto Ismark's wrists, use it to swing up onto the sword, and then run up off of it and stab it in the face, if possible. Using its climb, because it has a climb speed. So
It's a decent climb speed too, isn't it?
It's the same as this movie.
Yeah.
It is quite a siege to perform this launching attack.
And it's going to bring itself blade first into the thing's head, dealing 6. All of them having they can't like yell, but they are frenzied and in a rage.
Angry cutlery noises.
Indeed. Their wrath is felt in the barken skin of this enemy. Apologies, I'm repairman. I think I forgot something.
So there's another 15 over here and another druid. I completely forgot
Well,
about
the guy did say there's 3 druids that they know of.
Full disclosure, you do spot a druid and more blights coming.
Oh my.
I want to see where they're coming from.
So,
Oh,
have you
yes.
ever wondered why Mario chose to play a divination wizard? Because I'm a goddamn prophet of doom, and I thought it fit me the best.
I'm trying to find the section where they come from so I can put them properly.
And yeah, it was actually right before you said you were surveying the area with Sasha. I asked him, how many druids did you see? Or do
I
you
didn't
know
see
it?
any druids.
No,
Yeah,
I asked the guy. I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
And it was before you.
And the
threw
guy said
Sasha.
he wasn't sure, but he said at least 3. Unfortunately, I'm not finding the location now very easily or swiftly.
Then I didn't even know, and I still called it. Because I fucking tell you.
Okay.
A goddamn genius.
David kills is not his father's thing.
It's, yeah. Shot's the
It
player
is.
killer one, isn't it?
Pretty lame, though, that we didn't lose any of the fights with vampires, or we lost to a bunch of twigs
We got
and some
mobs.
old, unwashed fucking hippies.
That is true.
Think about all the deaths you could possibly have in Strahd. This house would be the lamest one.
However,
You honestly think werewolves would be less cool than this?
this
You'd be
one,
like, oh, we lost a werewolf? Man, I really wish we would have died to fucking blights.
this
No.
one
That would have been way cooler.
does
Werewolves
not
would fit
bring
fine.
nearly as many reinforcements with it as the other ones have.
Does it look different to the other druids?
If it moves into my space, it takes the damage.
Is your space, is that aura
And
obvious?
it's a spell that's visible just for the record, so if
Oh.
it's intelligent, it might not fucking come into the space.
They are
So it's like a glowing space of.
It's a
bunch of spirits.
it's a bunch of spirits, yeah, that look either like angels or fae creatures. So it'll look like a bunch of satyrs or fae things, like pixies and shit fighting stuff, or it'll look like a bunch of angels helping you out, like angels, angelic
They
spirits.
either look angelic or fae, and they're supposed to look like things. Like how spiritual weapon is usually your god's favorite weapon, your spiritual guardians will usually reflect your choice of god in some way.
Yeah.
So,
Light Lord. It's probably
not like
angels.
Lord Nature.
Nature.
Oh.
So they might
So
look
it's
fae.
probably like Satyr or like fairies or something. Fucking Caitlin's character inside of the game, Tiro, serves boss, so his spirit guardians is a bunch of like cat warriors.
Ah.
When
Which is
Kendril has
pretty
spirit
fucking
guardians, it's probably gonna be a bunch of like bleeding dudes. What?
No, it's not. It's just funny. It's not. I'm not criticizing the choice at all.
It's gonna
I
be
think
ghost
it's,
martyrs.
I mean, that could be cool.
Yeah.
I
think
just,
it's
Sorry,
dope.
you just said bleeding dudes.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah,
a
it's
guy
gonna be
that
a
got
bunch of
stabbed.
like it's gonna be a bunch of dudes like fucking bleeding and like covered in ropes and chains and moaning wails of the damned. It's gonna be sick as fuck.
He's just really into BDSM. It's okay, guys.
My god is just really into BDSM.
I-
You know what? You need to. I'm an elf, and you know what? I'm gonna pick a nature god because that is the most played out shit
not
in the
an elf.
universe.
Yeah.
You're a fucking glowy-eyed elf.
I'm
Well,
not an
whatever.
elf at all.
You have 20 years.
It's an angel that
I
wasn't
don't
good
have
enough
20
to get
years.
to heaven.
Elves is the same.
It's an angel that wasn't good enough to get to
I
heaven.
don't have 20 years.
The newly appeared druid murmurs a curse. The creatures with it are different from the other blights, and these are large masses of writhing vines.
Oh,
What?
Are
fantastic.
they shambling mounds?
Nate checks
I'm
to try
unconscious. I
Other-
don't roll anything.
Anybody can make a check. I'm not saying this guy make a check. It's like,
Does it
Can
look
any of us
similar
make a
to
check?
the beast that we ran from in the Death House?
No. It is smaller and humanoid in shape. It'd be
Okay.
cool if they were.
no.
It wouldn't. Are you fucking kidding me?
I think it'd be cool.
3 shit mounds.
Two. You brought two.
2. Okay. Would we be able to make a type of check to identify these creatures? Since these are not twink lights, these are something different, right?
I don't think so. I'm not sure why you in character would know.
Well, no.
Any
For
of
other
us
people
guys
who
would
have
be-
like,
My god is a nature god. As much as Mario was
I
trying to make
give
fun
it-
of me,
Well, who's the one making fun of whose god first, huh?
I wasn't making fun of his god at all. I just thought it was funny when he said bleeding.
I'll give
cattle.
you one.
Alright.
I'll give you a check if you desire. But in the
Alright.
meantime, two of them,
I
like,
mean, if you want, I
advance.
can make a roll to misidentify it.
9.
That's fine. You,
So-
you can misidentify it without a roll.
I probably don't know what they are. I rolled a 9.
They're viney.
Okay.
They're light shaped. I'm pretty sure these are vine lights.
Okay.
Alright.
You're just making me think of the stupid meme where the guy's like, I have an apple. I have a fish. I'm sorry.
The two of them advance, and then, through its own twisted magic, coaxes vines from the ground.
Cast a tangle.
There isn't really a good spot for it to do that.
But there is.
Especially if lights are going pink. Which they might.
Oh.
As they erupt from the ground, I will want Crack to make a strength saving throw.
Dear tiny servants, I think.
They're over by Ismark.
Oh, yeah, they're not in there.
Unfortunately, they're going to have to take a whack. 14?
21.
21. While these vines, like, rip and well, not rip, but while they attempt to entrap, crack is too strong for that, and is not restrained. However, this area will be difficult terrain. Now thick and tangly. Now thick and tangliness.
Just don't move, just key blast everything to death.
He's a ranger. He's less difficult.
I know he does. I'm just joking.
Which you think? Do druids get that, or is it a specific variant of druid that gets that?
Druids get something akin to being able to ignore or having advantage against some type of terrain. But rangers are the main ones that get it.
The range.
Form on the range. These two things are the vine blights.
Yes.
Land druids at 6th level get it.
They'll. Does your thing only proc on your turn?
No, if they
Procs
come
at the
in.
start of their turn.
Yeah, the start of their turn.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It'll be a thing.
So anything moving into my area.
We'll deal with that. They're all moving into your. Well, they're moving within it. They were already inside, but.
How many?
4. They moved towards you. They were already inside it, but now it's. Actually, the druid will also be going, so I guess it's 5.
Okay. 16 if it makes it, 8 if it doesn't. For the first one.
Alright. And these have all taken damage before, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, so.
22 if it fails, 11 if it doesn't. 20 if it fails, 10 if it doesn't. For the third one.
Alright.
13 if it fails, 6 if it doesn't. This is 4, right? 10 if it fails, 5 if it doesn't. And then the last one is 20 if it fails, 10 if it doesn't.
While they do their best to weather the radiant storm they find themselves within, they are unable to do so, including the heavily harmed druid.
Okay.
Well, that's one.
It doesn't help that only one of them made their saves, but yeah. The blights behind this druid have now found freedom through another opening.
Ah.
So, new enemies, technically.
Damn it.
You want to reuse those?
Why not?
He didn't want them and they didn't take them.
I see.
So you just read them. You want-
I'm fine with that. I'll take mine of it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I don't really like the position.
Yeah, me neither.
But when it's your time, it's your time.
When you take a fun trip to the winery, I tell you this guy.
Apparently it has.
And you'll probably be alright.
We're gonna go see the
Jesus,
Wizard
wow,
of Wines.
that's even more.
That sounds fun. Well, who knows? Maybe if we take a few fucking casks back to Valaki, they might let us in.
It's not gonna help if I'm dead.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I'm
thinking about.
not thinking about it because I don't
They're all right there, and I'm unconscious. What are you thinking about?
Maybe if you die, you get to play Van Richten.
David, can I play Van Richten if I die?
I'll think about it.
Actually, can I play Arena if I die? That's like a serious question.
I would think about it, but less hard. In that I'm more hesitant to give you Van Richten than I am Arena.
Really?
Because David wants Van Richten.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but I am going to say that they managed to find their way out, and while some of them inevitably aren't in range, unless they are different.
No, these ones, they're all the bad ones. They can only move. They don't get attacks. They're just there for distraction.
They're a different kind of blight that appears to not be able to shoot those needles, which means
But there's one that's still within
that
range.
this one still gets to go, but like it's not all. Otherwise, it'd just be like a hail of needles. Just like, alright, let's get this here. Let's get this spray.
There are needle blights.
Needle spray. Let's get this spray. Obi. Irina attempts to run interference, but that's not how rules work. The creature
has advantage because I'm
I should remember. Stuff happened. Chain background last week.
Yes.
Your AC's 13?
12.
Okay, then yes. Unfortunately, it does connect. Ripping savagely at Sasha's unconscious body.
We don't have healing potions, right?
For him?
I mean, us in general.
Everyone should have one.
Yeah, I believe
Death
everyone
House. Did
does.
you not write it down?
Death
I
House!
told you to write it down like 3 times, Ed.
Then I didn't listen to you like 3 times.
At least he's honest about it.
It then becomes Graila's turn.
Do you want me to bring you back up?
Well, then that should be a question you ask yourself. Would Greila want to bring up
Yeah.
their comrades or is it down?
I'm all the way and that's. Oh. No, that means tonight.
I don't think you can reach me.
If you double move, would you be able to reach here?
I will move here. I will cast Healing Word on Sasha.
Everything's here.
Which heals him for 9. Anything in my radius that's not from me takes its damage. And I'm gonna smack that taffy in front of me.
I will resolve the damage from your aura first.
Okay. How many are in there?
I believe non-friendly 1, 2, 3.
That's
No, it says Mark.
2,
Fuck you, Mark.
3,
It looks like it's just 3.
4.
Alright, the first one takes 11 if it fails, 5 if it doesn't.
Alright. It does, so that's another 5 on taffy.
The next one takes 12 if it fails, 6 if it doesn't. 6 if it does. Being betrayed now all of a sudden. 8 if it fails, 4 if it succeeds. 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them. Red's still going. The last one takes 8 if it fails, 4 if it succeeds.
They are hammered by divine light.
Does the taffy in front of me survive?
I believe so, but I'm going to double check just to be sure.
Because I'm going to smack it. It's the only one I can reach in melee. Yeah, it's the only one I can reach in melee.
It absolutely does not.
Oh, it doesn't?
In fact, I'm pretty sure none of them survive.
Oh.
Because the light's coming out of here. No.
You're out of reach.
Wait, how do you hit the one over there? This one?
Yeah, isn't it?
It's 15 feet.
Cube?
Radius.
Radius. That was a lot.
I thought it was cube. I thought it was cube, and I thought I'd been told it was cube.
What is... No.
Or rather, I thought I
Thunder
remember saying
waves.
cube,
Thunder
and
waves.
someone going, yeah, it is cube, and your dick's huge. I was like, well, thank you. But, you know.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel better, anything that attacks me. with
Okay,
melee will have
so-
advantage.
It doesn't.
I
kinda
will-
broke up.
I will Sacred Flame the one by Sasha. That one's still alive, the one that attacked him. I'll Sacred Flame that one. The kiss, yeah.
Sure thing.
That way Mario can run for one. Dexterity, yeah, 16 DC.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this one. It doesn't make it.
It takes 9 damage.
It takes 9 damage, which destroys it.
Alright, now run.
5 kisses.
I'm just joking. Do what you want. I just don't want you to provoke attack opportunity if you did want to move. Since there is a horde of enemies directly in front of you.
He's gotta pick the direction. Hopefully it's alright.
Well, actually, he's kind of... He can't move directly away from you because of the entangled vines right there.
I also can't tell where anything is at the moment anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
I think you already had a plan with the Molder thing. Pretty sure.
It's true, none of you can shoot at him.
Druid is in this one. Cackles stubbornly, madly, using to
Produce
give
flame
way.
at Sasha.
Ah,
Die.
it has disadvantage, so you'll be fine.
Kobe!
Just
No!
No,
I hate you.
it smacks Siguror.
Oh. Motherfucker. Well, it has advantage because I attack recklessly.
That's a bummer.
Did it crit?
Does Snickers have advantage? Because
Druid.
Druid.
He attacked it recklessly. It has disadvantage on anybody but him.
No,
Everybody
no.
has advantage.
It
against
is
him.
surrounded, so if it
That's
attacks...
what he just said. It has
Yes.
disadvantage on anyone but him.
But that's not due to me attacking recklessly.
Right.
Yeah,
He
I didn't say
it
that.
was.
The advantage is because you attacked recklessly.
It manages to strike Siguror in the eye, dealing 11 damage.
Okay.
Admittedly before reduction, but alas.
It doesn't have Shillelagh.
Oh no! It does have Shillelagh on. Never
Well,
mind. That's
and remember,
something.
its damage is increased by wisdom instead of strength, if that increases its damage at all.
Technically the...
Well, actually,
The block.
Shillelagh
Oh, the
still,
block.
Shillelagh still just makes it the damage of the weapon.
No, it doesn't. It's magical.
It makes it
damage.
magical though.
Yeah, so you take
Which I had kind of forgotten about.
And it makes a D8.
Well, I already did that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Okay. I thought it would still be considered
No,
bludgeoning.
otherwise, how would Greila have done any damage to those werewolves?
Because it's a magic weapon.
Yeah.
They don't take damage from anything not magical.
That's how your thing works too.
But of course.
Magical melee weapons ignore all resistances and reductions.
It's like a cinnamon.
Oh, that was the cinnamon one captain.
The pink one.
This one's
Or is it?
I wanted the cinnamon town.
If I had known, I would have offered it.
What you pity fucking lady.
It's not
Hey.
candy.
Say this thing. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not even pity.
Also,
candy,
technically,
because
Caitlin did it first, so it's Caitlin's thing, so shut up.
it's more so that I would have known he wanted it, and if I knew what flavor it was, I probably wouldn't have wanted it as much.
One of the blights rips at Siguror successfully, taking a bit out of his haunch for 6 damage. Then
If you want to get real technical, Simpson's dead first.
becomes. Well, we can't count that. South Park did that. Becomes Crack's turn.
I got 22 to hit.
Yes.
Alright, sure. 12 damage for that one. Keep blasting. I guess. Consistent.
I think it may actually be. 12 is enough to destroy it. It is destroyed.
Oh, keep blasting fucking kiss. Because I'll take kisses.
Then you may. And thank you.
26 to hit. And 8 damage.
It is harmed.
Burn.
Burned by your key.
That's when I keep wanting to hit it again. 22 to hit.
Hmm.
And
Lead counts.
7 damage.
And that manages to destroy it. It does not have a chance for its dignity to be scarred. I screwed up the line. It's dead. That's all. That's all you really do now.
Does that drop the terrain, or was that from the druid?
No, it was from it. I believe it does.
So what did the druid do? It just didn't bring up the shit.
It bark skinned and shit. Becomes Irina in his bonus turns.
I'm going to reach out my hand and say, Irina, wait. And I'm asking her to prepare an action. Because I'm taking an action right away.
She begins, but stops and looks, and is fine with that. You hear an okay. You also hear the sound of Ismark not stopping.
You can run ahead if you want.
I mean, he's hurt too.
He's hurt, but he mustn't back down. He must be brave, and the lesser no more.
I mean, we never thought he was the lesser anyway,
I don't know, just how many times you fucking missed in a row.
so. Maybe Sasha thought he was the
This is
lesser.
awesome.
He gets stage fright when he's put on the spot.
And successfully manages to swing, hack, and destroy this one. After them, it becomes Sigurdur's turn.
Hack slash.
Okay.
$22 for the first one. For 14 damage. $3 on the second. For 15 damage.
Siguror digs his blade deep into the flesh of this druid, nearly slaying her. He then turns his attention towards the other blight attacks and kills it.
The numbers surround the last druid, or surround that druid. And. Alright.
It then becomes Sasha's turn.
So the first thing Sasha's going to do is he's going to blindly reach out to try to touch Irina and cast Dragon's Breath on her, giving her Fire Breath. And then he will say, "Go!" And then he is going to roll off the pillar onto the ground here to give himself some cover and use his action to drink a potion of healing. Giving himself 9.
You're 18.
I counted reverse.
Oh.
Alright. Dragon's Breath is a cone.
15-foot cone. So if she moves here, or here, actually, hold on, give me a second. She can hit if she moves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She gets 7.
She
If
moves
she's
here.
Okay. Well, then if she moves there,
She is somewhat familiar with this tactic, but not like
5. 6.
she can hit 6 then.
and the 6 would be
Not these 3 guys.
okay. And they will save.
Yes, they roll a DC 16 saving throw. Or take, should I roll it, or do you want to roll it, or what?
I think for funsies, I will.
Okay, we'll roll 3d6, 5 damage. And if they save, they take half.
Even the ones that saved are not safe. Irina moves and then, attempting to imitate how it's been done before, though she's largely seen it done with Sahar, though a few times. With you, unleashes a torrent of fiery breath that destroys the 6.
Now my my guys are gonna gang up on this one. 18 hits for 4 damage as Fork literally just charges in this one Wario style. Go! I assume a 21 hits as Glasses punches at this one's chest for 5. And if it's still up,
It is not.
Okay, the knife guy will attack this one, since that'll still bring flanking. Roll, getting a 20 and hitting for 6 as it flings itself at it like a dagger.
All 3 attempts are successful in bringing them down.
The blade is.
One of them didn't get attacked with it. Because 2 of them needed to take. Unless you're saying the first attack killed this one.
I don't believe so. The first attack
It
did.
did 4.
Oh no, it did.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then they would have killed one.
A veritable flurry of glass and cutlery destroys the other plates.
That guy's head is a blade, right? Like the
It's a
blade
knife.
comes out the top.
It's a knife.
I mean, the other option is that the blade comes out the bottom. So you have legs first, I think.
Stab it with its dick. Is that what you were trying to avoid saying?
No, I wasn't trying to avoid saying that. It doesn't have one.
They look like this.
Okay.
Was there?
Yeah, robot.
There should be a.
Yeah, as I said,
Oh,
they
no,
grow
I remember.
like
I remember.
limbs. That's what they look like. They're not big cool weird limbs.
The limbs that match the body. Kind of.
This pass crack crits me. Stop!
You're healing. You're
Yeah,
up.
ran into my if you're close to it.
Nolan moves a little bit. Then lashes out with its own gangly limbs,
Oh, rude.
attempting to ensnare Crack.
I'm imagining the mummy dude from Marvel 2. Whatever the hell his name is.
Archness. Archness, something like that.
Remind me of your AC.
17.
Okay. However, Crack's defensive skills avail him, and he is not struck, nor is he ensnared. This druid looks and mutters under his breath and then begins to retreat.
Motherfucker.
I think you're.
Coward.
Or rather, he begins to retreat back towards, like, the opening that he came in. Like, he doesn't go, like, towards the woods.
Oh, he jumps back into one of the houses.
Well, he's heading back towards the...
Story machine.
Yeah. But just for your guys' reference, he doesn't, like, decide I'm going to disappear into the trees now.
He goes.
Well, he's a
full-
druid, he might.
Does he go his full movement? He like goes 30 feet that direction.
I'm going to say that he double moves. So, like,
Oh.
it's... He's somewhere now.
Yeah, I could almost reach him with double, but that'd be double move.
Then... And then I believe it comes back around to Greila.
That druid's almost dead. Hop over on that.
I'm gonna move one square this way so he that's here guarding. Then I'm gonna run down here and I'm gonna smack that one. And I forgot about my. Well, I didn't forget about it, but I didn't move the last time to cast the reward. I'm gonna make my spear move up and stab that one too. The druid.
Okay.
So, Spirit Guardians for the kiss is 17 if it succeeds, 8 if it fails. I mean, 8 if it. Other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for the druid, 16 if it fails its save, 8 if it succeeds. For the Spirit Guardians.
This blight
Yeah.
is harmed. Fails its save, but it manages to withstand. It's fairly resilient, at least compared to the others.
Alright.
However, the druid barely hanging on is easily vanquished.
Oh. Well then my spear is gonna move towards the fucking kiss. It can go 20 feet. I don't think it can reach.
What's the first
17,
one's damage?
15, 20. So I guess it can reach it.
Well, that was 2 diagonals.
Oh, was it? Alright, never mind. It can't reach it then. It can go within 5. It can get here.
Or
It's-
it could move all
5,
straight
10.
down from crack.
This technically takes 2.
Well, it can move
So I would have
straight
thought-
through crack. 'Cause
I would have thought
it doesn't
5.
have space.
I was under the impression 5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
That's
That's where I was saying it can get here.
Well, you could get 5, 10, 15, 20. Because it doesn't occupy space, so it doesn't take extra movement to move through people. So
That's
it can move
true.
I suppose that's also true.
That means it can hit it, can it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Alright.
What's the first roll stand? I'm just curious. Not that it matters. I'm just.
Let's come later. Roll you guys.
19 to hit. 6 damage from the spear. Does it survive?
It does. The spear strikes into it. It is further harmed.
I'm the spiritual flame it then, or sacred flame. Spiritual flame. 10 damage. If it fails, it's dex saving throw 5. If it doesn't.
Either turns out to be enough to vanquish this blight.
Okay. Now we just have to hunt down the last fucker. See the damage.
The field is now clear, though you feel as if the danger is not completely gone. But for the moment, you are victorious. What's more, this seems like a natural stopping place, which is why I'm going to do that. And next time you can enter the vineyard proper for what will hopefully be a straightforward mop-up. I, as always, am Artist David Harper on Instagram and Twitter. Final words and plugs.
Yeah, I'm Marvius. You can find more of me at Lights Camera Initiative on Twitter, where I speak for some people. Additionally, on Thursday, you can find me on the Greyhawk channel. And you can find me on the Tainted Lands channel later that evening. Yeah, you know, come check it out. It's cool stuff. That's me.
I don't really have anything to add. I'm Robert playing Greila, and I hope you enjoyed watching it.
Nothing really for me. Cool fight. Cool we survived that many things.
Yeah. It's not over yet, but we're getting there, and hopefully we can, not find some way to heal up a little bit.
I have spells.
No, hopefully. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.